Hey, checking in with chapters 4 to 8 of Wht Ht, number 2 in Ilona Andrews' Hidden Legacy series, where we're following Nevada Baylor, who is investigating along with Hottie Prime, Mad Dog Connor, the some kind of conspiracy where it seems like a bunch of houses are getting together, or at least people within those houses are getting together to majorly destable this magic society that's dominated by a ruling class of magic users, specifically the primes, who are the people with super powerful magic. Both Nevada and Connor are primes in their different fields. And they're going around questioning other families whose relatives were killed in this strike of assassination of this group of lawyers from this who are working for this house, which doesn't really want to do anything about what's going on. And so they talk to a number of the families. These sections are notable for them getting attacked. First getting attacked as they're driving away, Nevada and Connor driving away from the thing. They get attacked by a group that gets defeated, and then when he's got to go off, Connor's got to go off to meet his sister who's come to town. Nevada getting attacked again, and getting attacked by a guy who it turns out at first she thinks it's actually somebody who has summoned an archangel from or archdemon from another thing, but it turns out it's just a super great illusion mage with psionic powers that can make you feel terrified. And whom she zaps with these implanted, basically super stunner zap things, which feed off of your magical power. And since she is a prime, they're quite lethal. And indeed, if they didn't fry the guy, she also pulled out a gun and just shot him a couple of times just to make sure he was dead, because he's like, if he was alive, he would kill her immediately. Manages to get him back to the thing, where she finds out first they're all bunked in, and she has extremely hot steamy encounter with Connor, fairly explicit. She's gonna need to use two hands. Oh my god, it's very much female gaze, a lot of these sections of just how animally raw, powerful Connor is, and his chiseled abs, and his dominating masculine thing, and his sandalwood smell. I don't know why he smells like sandalwood, but he does. But of course they're interrupted before a real coitus can happen by another full-on attack of the thing, which did action. They're able to overthrow, and Ilona Andrews' team does a really good job of describing these action scenes. They're pretty good, but the fallout after it is that it turns out that, oh, but no, that one's on our property. It's like, what do you mean that's your property? That's Connor's property. It turns out that Connor has bought all of the surrounding properties of this industrial park, surrounded it, and has bought her the mortgage on her house, and has bought the leases on the cars, and it turns out he's totally financially he owns her, and that understandably really pisses her off. So that throws a wrench into that, and she's pushing away here, but she still has to professionally work with him, even while she's like planning, like, well, how can I pay this stuff off as quickly as possible, because there's no way I want to be owned by this guy. It's like suddenly it goes from being romantic to being deeply creepy. I'm sure it'll go back to being romantic because it's that kind of a book where his raw animal power and alpha stuff is obviously the sexual fantasy of the book, not the kind of a realistic thing of, you know, of a super controlling guy. But now they are going to a fancy dress party, because that is how they are going to get access to other powerful people that they need to talk to. This is really like, you know, talk to this person, talk to this person, talk to that person. It's done entertainingly, but it's not super twisty complex, which, you know, to be fair, if it was super twisty complex, I would just get lost and not understand it either. But it does a little bit of a detachment. This is mostly all the fun of her internal dialogues of like, oh, he attracts me so much. I'm so angry at him. Oh, he attracts me so much. Is the level that I'm just mostly enjoying this on. So yeah, that's my check-in this time for Wht Ht by Ilona Andrews. All right, more videos later.